Hello, this is Glenn Parker. I wanted to do a video blog for a while, just, if nothing else, help solidify things in my own mind that I'm thinking about and listening to regarding the different channels. A lot of the different channels excuse me, that I listen to are Adronis and Bashar, which is probably one of my two favorites. The Pleiadian Collective, 9th Dimensional, 12th Dimensional, all these different types of channels that are coming through. You have Darryl, Anka, you have Brad Johnson, just a whole variety of people that are channeling and have been channeling for a number of years. I think Darryl is on the 30-year marker, maybe past the 30-year marker now, or this is the 30th year. I just came across Darryl's information July of last year, where I saw like a small little clip of Bashar on something. It was another series of videos, and they were talking about other channels, and I saw Bashar, and I stopped, and I looked him up on the internet, and then I found him on YouTube, and I'm watching the video, and literally for 30 days, aside from eating and drinking and taking care of some, basic stuff that has to get taken care of, that's all I did. I'd watch a video, and he'd talk about the Prime Radiant, for instance, or Oversoul, or talk about all these different ideas in creation, and I'm like, well, what's that all about? So, Oversoul and Prime Radiant, and going through this massive amount of information in a very finite amount of time. I've always been very fortunate to have a very good memory, and putting this piece together and putting this piece together, and I'm looking here, I'm looking there, and the brain is fighting, going, hey, this is, that can't be, and that's not, that's not possible, and there can't be extraterrestrials that have been channeling for 30 years that are coming through and all starting to say the same types of things. And I started listening to other channels a couple months after that, and sometimes they say it in slightly different ways, but they use the same words. These are different people in different parts of the world. Don't see how they could collaborate on such an elaborate level that they'd be able to be that deceptive. So the mind is fighting, going, hey, we still don't have proof, and that's why they do it. And the way they do it is so that first contact is easy and soft, and that it doesn't intrude on society. Besides other energetic and sociological issues, if they just were to land and go, hey, what's up? Proximity would have issues, which is something that I would suggest watching videos on, or asking. If you have a question, send me an email, and I'll find the relevant video, because I've gone through so many videos that I'm pretty good at finding a relevant one. So besides that, if they were just to land, they would basically, our society would be more of an imprint of their development and their ideals and, their intrusion than it would be self-development, just sociologically and economically. If they were just to come in and go, hey, here's free energy, or, whatever it happened to be, or interstellar travel, hey, you want to go take a ride? But there's, there's issues in proximity to beings that are operating on a high holistic level in relation to people that are compartmentalized, like we've done in what's called a 3D reality or 4th dimensional reality, depending on whom you talk to. So the ideas of dimensionality and densities and all these things were being brought through, and watching those last year, and TReb from Rob, I had actually spoke to him at one point in time for some unrelated issues to channeling, and we talked about dimensionality, because he had done some density classes and posted them on YouTube that were very good, and coincided with a lot of the other channels as well. All the densities are the same, it's just how their perspective is. Some people group them into sets of 3, like the lower densities from atomic energy energy or electrons or electricity, you know, lightning and things like that. From energetic states to then animals and then humans and then different transitional states after that. And then there was kind of different ideas for ghost planes and spirit level and stuff like that, which was really interesting. Personally, Adronis and Bashar, and for some reason the Unicorn Collective from Daniel was resonates really high in the fairies. I guess I've had many probably different dimensionalities of like, well, we are. I mean, that there's only one moment in creation. If you go through all this different literature that's coming out and that is out right now, I don't know about Eckhart Tolle. It has popped into my head. I think he had referred to the now, but there's so many different authors that are saying the now time, you know, your now time, which is referring to more of a fourth density type of state where space and time isn't quite, it's a lot more elastic. You're creating space and time within your greater consciousness. This is a construct. This is the dream. This isn't reality. This is the beautiful dream, or it can be a beautiful dream if you finally realize that you are the dreamer inside the dream. You know, I am dreaming all of you, just like you're dreaming me and everyone else in your reality. It is only you in your construct, in your own reality, and you're making representations of everyone and everything. Now, they are autonomous, other beings, and you have agreements with them for various other things, you know, to have different experiences. And it's only because of those agreements that you even experience those beings, because everything is by agreement. Anything that's ever happened to you, anything that's ever going to happen to you is something that you wanted to experience on another level and decided to go to a place to forget. What other place in reality could you go and forget that you're an infinite being in a timeless reality that knows everything that it needs to know at the moment, and go into a place, a forgetting place, a very, very, very limited environment from what the channels are saying to other aspects of reality, and forget that you are a part of source energy and that you are infinite and that you are unconditionally loved, and you are so unconditionally loved that you're allowed to forget that you're unconditionally loved, and that the earth environment is a grand experiment that has been going on for millennia upon millennia, and now we're at the time in the age of awakening. You know, time wave zero, the Mayan calendar, all these references that have come out. There's many other people. Somebody passed away, I think 2005 to 2006. It was, forgot his name. He was doing a whole bunch of research on the Mayan and Aztec calendars and some of the different energetic symbols that were represented there. There was one, the 8th dimensional sky plane, which is very kind of similar to Bashar's exercise for transformative shifting. That was very interesting. And all these different correlations and energy states. But what if you could go from being a being that knows everything that it needs to know, that is timeless, that is forever? You're forever. There's no end. You just, your ego has kind of convinced you that this is it, and this is what you wanted to experience. You wanted to compartmentalize yourself. You wanted to have different aspects of yourself. You wanted to have a higher energetic level guide, a higher self, which is just as real as you in a different energy state and more of a timeless state where time is more fluid and space is more finite, so that it can have a preview of all the different dimensions that you can shift through and give you information based on that little spidey sense, that little intuition that comes in when you listen to it. Things go well, and when you don't listen to it, things don't go all that well. A higher template reality, which is a map of the blueprint of what you want to experience. And here's the key to all of that. You are the dreamer in your own dream, dreaming everybody. We are dreaming everybody in our dream. And we are the dreams of all that is. And it is a beautiful construct once you realize that it is a dream, because it has amazing flexibility. You can pretty much do whatever you want. And, there's a collective agreement. Can't go around flying as of yet because it might freak people out. Unless it was within a collective agreement of the people that were there at the time, that would be okay. Those types of agreements. I heard from other channels, the last time this happened during Atlantean time, 12, 15,000 years ago, whatever. During the awakening process, it was a lot about getting powers and being able to do things and shoot bolts of energy and do all these cool things that we see in the movies and we always want to do. Star Wars powers and all these cool things. But it was said that it was very distracting. It was more of an accumulation of power than it was an awakening. So this time around, we put a lot more limiters, and there's things that are in place to put those kind of limitations that in 2012 have been turned way down. So if you're experiencing a lot more things, if you're sensing a lot more things, if you have the sense that things are a lot different in these years, this is supposed to be the most highly accelerated place in space-time construction. Like these years between, I guess, 2010, 2008, and 2020, this divergence of parallel realities and two timelines is, from what I understand, unique in space-time construction. To be able to have like a third density to fourth density shift and have people who still want to play the game, the third density game, the game of limitation, necessarily weren't ready to awaken or wasn't, were helping others, being guides, or any one of an infinite amount of reasons, personal reasons on a higher level of why they would want to do that. Just like you have your own reasons. If you're listening to this now, it's likely that everything comes into your reality by permission, and you wanted to see this, you were curious, you'd be asking questions, or it gave you an opportunity to choose between two divergent timelines, and you could just as easily go, whatever, crazy person, and move on and go about your day and bless you and have a good time, because it is forever. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you're going to die, for instance, it's of a time of your choosing. Everything is happening by you, not to you. It's happening by you. You're doing it on a higher level. Everything is by permission, and when you start thinking about that and coming from that type of energy, things start to make a lot more sense, rather than this random Darwinism, if that's the proper context, hey, random genetics and things are just happening, and we're just lucky to be here and have all the genetics come exactly the way they were supposed to come and be able to experience what we're experiencing. Okay, I think the description I heard of the infinite, and then I'm going to close this video out, is, I think this is from Adronis. If you were to spend 1 second, like fourth or like fifth and sixth density beings can go instantaneously for the most part anywhere they want to go just by thinking about it. They basically teleport themselves from place to place. Sometimes with the permission slip of a spaceship or whatever, or sometimes it's just on a sixth density level, they go wherever they want. If you were to go to every celestial body, just go from one second to another body, to another body, to another body, to another body. So planet, a moon, a star, whatever. And you just to go and go and go and go. You could, if you had billions and billions and billions of years within your lifespan, this lifespan right now, billions of years, would not even go to all the planets within our solar system. Forget the galaxy, but our solar system. Billions of years, billions of celestial bodies. Just to give you an idea of what affinity is, that's just in our solar system, and there's more than just this solar system. There's the whole galaxy, and there's a lot more than just this galaxy. There's other realms and other dimensions. So if you have any questions, if there's anything that you want to know, feel free to pop me off a message. I'd be happy to answer. Thank you.